If you clicked on this video, congratulations, you are one step closer to your dream life. Stick around and I will show you how to completely transform yourself and achieve all of your goals in a matter of months.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alina and I make videos around anything and everything pretty much. And I've seen a lot of videos around how to be your best self and how to change your life in 5 months, 6 months, whatever. But then when I watch them thinking maybe I'll get some good tips or ideas from this video to actually implement in my life, I just see the most superficial way of defining success with a lot of random, thoughtless quotes just put one after the other, trying to motivate people and give you this false sense of motivation and determination that is just going to go away in half an hour because you don't get actual steps that are actionable and that you can follow to become your best self. And I thought to myself, I can do this. So let's move on and talk on how to actually reinvent yourself and become your best self in a matter of months. So, quick note before we start, I have a free Notion page linked in the description box that I think has helpful or even necessary resources such as reflections, etc. And I think it might help you. So if you do feel like it could or you want to just look at it, you can click in the link below, and if you want to, you can duplicate and use it as your own. I will have a quick how-to section in the page itself as well, so feel free to use that as a guidance after you finish this video and maybe want to try this. So first off, you need to know yourself. Who are you as a person? What are your values? What are your skills? What are your accomplishments? What are your strengths, your relationship with people, friends, family? And this is so incredibly crucial because I feel like a lot of people don't really even know themselves that well. You're not alone in this if you feel this way, if you feel like you don't really know yourself anymore. It happens to a lot of people, including myself. And sometimes you maybe go from feeling like you are a great person with a lot of accomplishments and nothing can stop you, but then some days you're going to be thinking, I have no skills whatsoever, nothing that I'm good at. If you do feel this way, it is really, really, I feel like, important for you to actually reflect on this and say to yourself, I'm going to be honest with you. This is where you're at right now. And again, it's not just personality, it's not just values, it's not just how much money you're making. It is this holistic approach to yourself and who you are as a person. Secondly, you need to know who you want to be. Think of your ideal self. Think of the best version of you right now in the scope of things that you can control, of course. So what does your best self act like, dress like, look like, and what do they focus on? What do they love, hate, or like? What do they spend their time on? Who and what does this person surround themselves with? This is again not just people, but also things like environments. How does this person's room look like? How does the ideal version of you define things such as love, friendship, success, failure? You need to actually go deep into this one. If it takes you a day or a few days, it's okay. Let it take time. Change is not that easy. And sometimes I feel like we get lost in a lot of things such as what people want, what people expect of us, what we expect of us based on things we see on the internet, for example. Just because some person is an athlete doesn't mean that I want to be, or that doesn't mean that it should be my goal. Yes, it is amazing. It's an aspiration, right? But it doesn't have to be my aspiration. It doesn't have to be my goal. Now that you are clear on these two different people, you need to compare these two versions of the same person, which is you, obviously. What is the biggest difference? Get to the bottom of these differences and try to find reasons why those differences exist in the first place. What creates this distance between you right now and you in your ideal self? So obviously, you have to be honest and not rely on excuses, please. If you do this, you will fail from the start. Also, think of it like this. Your ideal self probably does not use excuses to actually get out of situations and maybe not take on the responsibility that they should be taking, right? Your best self is responsible and probably not afraid to own up to their actions and maybe learn from them. Obviously, we're not talking about things such as, oh, my ideal self has $1 billion in their wallet right now and they're touring the world, but while I'm just sitting in my room alone and I have this minimum wage job, or maybe I'm studying. This is not the point of this. Obviously, you will be going into things such as, okay, this difference exists, yes, but I can only control this part. This is what I can control. So focus on things that are in your hands. And actually, I feel like a lot of us don't realize this, but a lot of things are in our hands. And if you're going to be beating yourself up about things that you can't control, you're already really far away from your best self, because again, they probably don't do this. Acceptance and action can coexist. You can accept the fact that maybe you have a really, really bad teacher, but you can still act on it and try your best to still succeed, right? I also keep saying things such as surround yourself with high value people. And by high value people, they mean people who make more than 5 figures, right? They make more money than you, or they are more successful than you. That's why you have to spend time with them. That is amazing. And actually surrounding yourself with people who have the same goals or the same thoughts or the same personality with is great. But high value is not the sense that actually these people have made it to be. High value means people who maybe make you laugh, people who make you forget about the bad things that happen, people who are there for you, people who actually care for you, right? You cannot dump your best friend just because they are not rich, right? I feel like I go crazy every time I hear this. Obviously, you become the people you hang out with, but you can't define this as, oh, I cannot hang out with you because you're poor. That is the stupidest and the most superficial and selfish thing that you can do. Yes, you have to be selfish a little bit, but again, if a person is there for you all the time, if a person hangs out with you and makes you feel better, and I don't know, you have a great time spending time with them, that's enough. That's a high value friend. Personally, I feel like you have to change your environment and get rid of people who make you feel bad about yourself. People who disguise being absolutely really rude as joking, right? There are people who will be jealous of you, who will be annoyed when you talk about yourself. There are also people who have this weird idea of trying to compete with you with anything and everything. Let's say you go to school or work and you say, oh, I only got 5 hours of sleep. I'm not really awake right now. There's going to be this person who says, oh, but I only slept 2 hours. How about that, huh? And these people are not going to benefit you at all because they don't benefit themselves either. You should get rid of toxic people. You should get rid of people who don't consider your feelings when they're talking, people who don't congratulate you when you actually succeed at something, people who try to disregard your accomplishments, people who try to disregard your feelings or ignore you, people who, again, make fun of you. That is not a good friend, right? It wouldn't matter if they were rich or if they were successful or if they are intelligent. They are a bad friend, and then you get rid of them, right? So we need to be clear on this facts. So now that you have established your differences and actually see things that you are actually able to change, I want you to make a whole big list on these things. This could be learning a language. This could be, I don't know, losing weight. This could be eating healthier. This could be anything and everything. And I want you to treat this as a brain dump. Just pour everything out. You don't have to think if it's reasonable. You don't have to think if it's good or bad. You don't have to care about the order. Just write them as you come up with them. Again, this can also take time. It's fine. Let it take time so that you actually pour everything that you want to do out. One more thing that I really want to mention here is to actually identify skills to learn. This can be anything and everything from cooking to cleaning to organizing to public speaking to typing faster to reading faster to close reading to anything and everything. You get the gist. So, for example, if you want to have a healthier diet, it is much easier to do so if you learn how to cook, right? So, definitely identify skills, life skills that you also feel like you should learn. Next, you're going to select a few big things, and here you need to select them focusing on your why. I would love to learn 100 languages, but I can't do this right now because I have something more important, which is studying, right? And getting my degree. So you're going to select things that are big and important to you, and not just because they sound cool, but because you can identify a why, right? You need to identify a clear reason why you want this to happen. This could, of course, be big projects like writing a novel, or I don't know, becoming a well-known YouTuber, to better grades or better health, right? So it could be either projects or bigger goals that you have to like work on. Now you're going to break down these points into smaller actionable steps. And this is going to be your system. So, how do you set a system? You need to try different ways of planning your time. You can do time blocking, you can do physical calendar, digital calendar, Notion, digital planner, physical planner, anything and everything. There's way too many things that you could be using. There are a lot of good apps as well. Try them, see if they work for you. You can also combine them. I feel like a lot of people overlook this. You can use Notion and Google Calendar at the same time. You can use a physical planner and Google Calendar at the same time. See what works best for you. Maybe getting notifications every time you're going to do something is much easier on you. Try that, right? And I recommend using a specific planning system each month and seeing whether it works for you, or reflecting on it and saying, okay, it didn't work because, or it did work really well because, or I could improve this in this way, right? Add things, remove things, and tailor it to your own life. Here, I want you to be mindful of Parkinson's law. It's so important. So important. This means basically that if you take any task and give it a specific amount of time, that task is going to stretch itself or squeeze itself into that amount of time. Let's say you are writing an essay, right? If you have 3 weeks to do so, it's going to take 3 weeks. If you have 1 week to do so, it's going to take 1 week. If you have 3 days, it's going to take 3 days, right? So try to allocate times to things very mindfully. Let's say if you know that writing a to-do list is not going to take more than half an hour, don't give it more than half an hour. Also, don't give things way too little time. And also very important, put 5-10 minute buffer times in between each task, so that if something comes up, or if you need to do something right in the middle, or something takes a little too long, you don't have to worry about being behind in your calendar. You can also do habit stacking, very important, very amazing. Along with this, you're definitely going to have daily things to do, and weekly things to do, and monthly things to do. So I really recommend daily, weekly, monthly habit trackers and reviewing. And again, I want you to see how you work as a person. If you're not a morning person and maybe you don't want to be, you don't have to be. If you, I don't know, have work in a specific time and you can't wake up earlier, or maybe you can't do something specifically, you don't have to. Just tailor this system to you. It is your system. If you know that you have your period a specific time of the month and you're going to feel really down, you're not going to feel motivated at all, make sure that you don't have too much stuff going on around that time. Maybe you have a deadline around that time. Move it closer, move it before your period so that you can actually work on it. And this can be about anything and everything. Maybe in the winter you get sick a lot. Then you're going to make sure that you use your healthy days very wisely. If you have specific and important deadlines, try to work on them as soon as possible, so that maybe if you get sick, you don't have to worry about missing your deadlines. Next, I want you to track your time. Use 1 week of your life as it is right now and see how you spend your time. See how your evenings work. See how your mornings work. Maybe you will find out that you spend too much time in the morning doing something, or maybe you binge watch stuff out of nowhere and then you lose 8 hours of your day, right? Again, track your time so that you can actually start your action and work towards bettering this. Next, you're going to carve yourself a really good morning and night routine. It doesn't have to be this glorious thing with 500 things that you do in the morning or the night. Have 3 to 5 things that you actually know that will benefit you, that will prepare you for the day or the night, and obviously that will improve you and your life for the better. You do not have to wake up at 5 to be successful. You don't have to sleep 5 hours to be successful. You don't have to be a morning person to be successful. If you do want to be a morning person though, I have a great video on how to wake up early, and there I also talk a little bit about sleep schedules. So check that out if you want to. What you need is a morning routine that will actually prepare you for the day and not maybe exhaust you by the 2 first hours of your day. And one tip here that I have for you is that your routine shouldn't be too hasty or stressful. If you're trying to make it into every single minute, you're going to have a bad day, I feel like. At least this is true for me, so keep that in mind. So for sleep, I like to go back 7 to 9 hours depending on how much you observe that you need from your ideal wake up time. Let's say you want to wake up at 5, you're going to go back maybe 8 hours or maybe 7 hours back from that. That will be 10 p.m. Then you're going to go 1 more hour before that, and that is when you go to bed. Maybe you can use that time to read, you can use that time to plan, you can use that time to go on social media a bit and unwind, although I don't really recommend that. And you're going to use this as a buffer time. Maybe if it takes you a little bit too long to sleep, you can do that. If you want to sleep right away, you can do that and get a little bit more sleep. If possible, you can go 1 hour or 1 hour and a half before that and do your night routine, or maybe have both of them if you have trouble sleeping. So let's say in this category, it will be like 8:38 p.m. You do your night routine, and then you go to sleep. You go to bed at 9 and sleep before 10. And in your night routine, I really, really want you to be prepared for the next day and know what's coming up the next day. Definitely really, really important. I feel like making your to-do lists or going over your calendar the night before is really helpful so that you are not surprised by how much you have to do when you wake up. I think reflecting on your day in your night routine is also amazing, just as amazing as checking your to-do list in the morning and maybe writing a little goals of the day type of thing. Always work on your physical and mental health no matter what. Maybe eating healthy is not a priority for you right now, but it is important for you to feel good. It is important for you to have breakfast in the morning. It is important for you to eat so that you can actually work towards your goals. If you are not doing any of these, you're not fueling your body enough and giving it enough energy to work on these things. Trust me, these things go hand in hand with a productive year, with a productive day, and of course, changing and reinventing yourself. Good sleep, good diet, taking your medication, taking your supplement, getting enough nutrients, and surrounding yourself with good people. All of these are important factors. So do not get lost in your goals and aspirations and your to-do lists, because again, maybe studying 1 hour less and getting the time to rest is going to help you so much more, because you don't want to burn out in these months. You cannot achieve consistent success if you don't have your most important belongings, which are your body and your mind. So do not sacrifice your body and your mind and your health to get ahead of people or maybe earn $1 more. It's not going to be consistent nor beneficial. Next, I need you to find yourself resting activities. This is so, so important. What makes you rest? What makes you feel better? What makes you relax? This could be watching a movie. This could be gaming. This could be reading. This could be a self-care activity. This could be going out with your friends, right? This could be DIY. This could be painting or drawing or writing, right? See what makes you rest and relax and have a list of these things so that you can do them whenever you feel like you need to unwind, maybe for the week or maybe for the day. Do not use your resting activities while doing your actual chores. You need something that will keep you motivated throughout these months. It could be 2 months, 3, 5, 6, 12, anything. This could be vision boards, notes to yourself, Pinterest, anything and everything. You can print out your pins and make a vision board that is physically in your room. You need to keep these things close to you and almost in your face at all times so that you never forget. The easiest way is actually to have it as wallpaper on your phone lock screen. It's amazing. You're gonna pretty much see it every single time you open your phone and be reminded of why you're doing this. And again, if you have identified your why, and if you know why you want to change and you are determined to change, then of course this is going to help you a lot, and this motivation is actually going to keep you going. Of course, we're not robots, so we're going to have days when we are feeling low and unmotivated, maybe kind of sick, maybe kind of burnt out. Then I want you to have a specific to-do list for yourself, tailored to you, where you say, when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling unmotivated, I'm going to do this. Some of these steps could be cooking a good, healthy meal, going out and walking for half an hour, maybe watching your favorite YouTuber, watching your favorite show, anything and everything to actually first get you in a better mood and then getting back on track. And also you can watch videos and look it up and see what kind of getting out of a rut type of routine you want to make for yourself. Lastly, have fun and enjoy the process. If you're not enjoying the process, you never will, and it's not going to be consistent. If you are dreading exercise, if you are dreading cooking, if you're dreading studying, you're not going to get too far, right? So try to make it as enjoyable for yourself as possible and enjoy the process. Keep a journal, keep a little diary, if you will, and keep track of how you're feeling and try to motivate yourself and enjoy the process as much as possible. And you should remember that you're doing this for you, and you are the person that will get benefit from this. Your teacher, your friends, they are not going to really benefit from this. You are the person who is going to benefit. You should say to yourself, I am making the conscious decision to actually better myself every day and do this for myself. So let me give this example to you guys so that you have an idea of how to do this for yourself. Let's say you want financial stability and you want to be well known, right? And you think to yourself, how can I do this? YouTube, right? You want to be a YouTuber. You've always wanted to be a YouTuber. You've always wanted to share things with people and share your life, share experiences and your thoughts and feelings, maybe your knowledge. And you think to yourself, I want to do this, right? You identify your why. And this can't be something as intangible and as vague as I want money, right? Because especially with things like YouTube or starting a business, you are not going to start at 100. It's going to take time and you need patience for that, right? And consistency for that. So again, identifying a good reason why, right? Sharing your knowledge, experience with others. Maybe you love filming, you love talking like me. Maybe you love sharing things. Maybe you love being on camera, or maybe you love editing, right? These things are crucial reasons that actually tie into your goal really well. Next, you're going to say, these are going to be my actionable steps. Maybe you want to set up a good channel name and then a good profile picture. You need to learn how to film. Maybe if it's video essays, for example, how to plan, outline, or write a video, how to film and edit, how to connect to your audience, maybe post once a week, and what you will post as well. Come up with ideas, right? Fourth, you're going to get into this consistency. Decide your plan, decide your system. When are you going to film? How are you going to film? And are you maybe going to film 5 videos in one day and then edit them each week? Are you going to film vlogs? Plan things accordingly. Next, you're going to decide on more details. And then if you want to, of course, you can decide on details such as like, this is going to be filming day. This is going to be editing day. This is going to be the day that I post each video. And next, of course, it is to have something that will keep you going. Have a vision board with all things vlogging, editing, pictures of people with their silver play button thing, or maybe a vision board of things like camera, filming, people getting ready, I don't know, anything and everything that reflects what you want. And lastly, of course, is action. I feel like this system that I've outlined to you guys is really easy to use and also applicable to a lot of things. So if you feel like this would help you with anything and everything, please use it. And again, I have my free Notion page down below, like a guidance, so that you don't have to come back and rewatch, or maybe if you forget something, you don't have to come back and search for the video or anything. And I really hope this helps you. I believe in you and I know that you will succeed with whatever you want. And believe in yourself. Please believe in yourself. Anyone can do anything that they put their minds into. Of course, we don't start in the same place, but if you really want something, you can get there. Maybe it will take time, but you can and will get there. So remember that. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe if you would like to. And feel free to comment on your goals, what you want to do, what are your big few things that you will work on, and what are your systems. Discuss with people, maybe ask questions if you have any for me or other audience members, and I will see you in the next one.